Hi, boys and girls. We are going to learn how to do the gold belt today. This is the belt. This is the last belt for the karate recorder in the fifth grade book as well. I strongly suggest that you print out or at least pull up the PDF of Land of the Silver Birch, which is the gold belt that I've provided. I've written in some special fingerings that you're going to need. I've also written in the note names as well and pointed out a few other things. So this is going to be very, very helpful to you. So take a minute. You can stop this recording now if you want and just pull that out. Now that you've done that, I want to talk to you about this belt. It's a really cool belt. It uses G. So why don't you finger that with me? I'm just going to pull this down a little bit. There we go. It uses A and it uses B. It uses C. Remember C? You make an A, point your finger out. I see you. And it uses a high D. It does not use a low D. Just a high D with the middle finger and the thumb. So let's try that again. G, A, B, go to C, pull out the thumb for D. Now, go back and make a G. Okay? Let's add two fingers here to make an E. This is a low E. You're going to have this in the song, but you're also going to have a high E. The only difference between the low E and the high E is what you do in the thumb. So in other words, the front of the recorder remains exactly the same. This is my low E. This is my thumb on the back of the recorder for low E. You can see that my thumb is completely closing the hole. To make a high E, all I do is I leave the front of the recorder alone and I just roll back my thumb so half of the hole is open and half the hole is closed. So this is high E, low E, high, low, high, low. That's all I'm doing. So when you have a high E, it's going to be a half a hole. And when you have a low, it's going to be a full hole. Now, to help you with this in the music, I've shown you what a low E looks like. And I've shown you how the high E is up on the staff, and that's a high E. Also, when you have a low E, or a high E, excuse me, when you have a high E, I put what's called a little prime sign next to the high E. You'll notice with the low E, you don't have that, but with the high E, you do, okay? So we're gonna need to practice this. So let me sing you the song first, okay? It goes like this. This is a song from Canada. Actually, it's a Canadian folk song. Folk songs are songs which are passed down from people of the lands in which they live. So we have American folk songs, many of them. And then, of course, we have, so Old MacDonald would be an American folk song, okay? But Canada also has their folk songs. Every culture just about has folk songs of their people. So the song goes like this. Land of the silver birch, home of the beaver, where still the mighty moose wanders at will. Blue lake and rocky shore, I will return once more. Hi-ya, 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 hi. Quite a beautiful song, isn't it? So let's do the first 6 notes of the song, which are going to be E and B. Low E, though. So I go, you go. So make sure you have your printout in front of you, okay? And you know what? I'm going to do this on my big recorder so you can see my fingers better, all right? So I'm going to pull this down a little bit. So first 6 notes, I go, you go. Your turn. Land of the silver birch. Next 5 notes. Home of the beaver. Let's try that together. Land of the silver birch, home of the beaver. I'm going to play it on my soprano for you. This is the low E, remember. 1, 2, here we go. Now this next part, we're going to do the next 6 notes. Where still a mighty moose. This is where we go ahead and we use the high E, the half hold E. You're going to go, this is something you're going to have to stop the video and practice, where we're going to go from a half hold E to a high D, back to a half hold E, back to a high D, and then a B and a G. That's hard. Okay, that's why this is the gold belt for 5th grade. So that's the piece you're really going to have to practice. I'm going to play it for you, but I encourage you to stop the video and practice it a lot for yourself. I have a half whole E on the back. Okay, now I did that. I make it sound really easy, right? But I've practiced it lots of times to be able to do that. When I did it the first time, I couldn't do that. Okay, that took practice. So take some time and do that. Okay, and let's do it together now that you've turned off the video. 1, 2, here we go. And then we have wanders at will, which is A, G, A, B. Let's try that. Let's do the whole song. E, 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 B, 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 low E, 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 B, B, high E. E, D, E, D, B, G, A, G, A, B. You ready? Let me do it once with you on my small recorder, my soprano with you. 1, 2, low E, go. And the next part is very similar, where it goes, blue lake and rocky shore, I will return much once more. And you'll notice you start on high E, but on turn once more, you go to a low E at the end. So you start with high, you end with low. So it's going to sound like this. Excuse me, try that again. All right, pretty cool, right? But lots of practice, so you can turn off the video and practice. Here we go. Let's try it with me. E, D, E, D, B, G. Get ready to go to low E. A, G, A, B, G, E. And now you stay on low E to the end. Hi-ya, 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 hi. So with the exception of the last note there, alt-ha and tt, got to make sure you tongue it. It'll sound like this. You try it. 1, 2, starting low E. E, 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 G, E, 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 G, E, 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 G, E. Okay, you want to play along with me once? I'm going to play it on my high soprano recorder so you can hear what yours should sound like. Play with me. 1, 2, here we go. Okay, so go ahead, take time with it. When you're ready, record it. I look forward to hearing the final result. Enjoy the journey, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.